Hello viewers, it's my pleasure to come to you to tell you about Global Prayer Quake. Many times we add mega to it because the combination of the adults and the youth and the children. And it is more than international. It's a continental gathering of ministers' prayer net. So what's coming up is Global Mega Prayer Quake 2024. The theme is Heaven Sent Revival. Every time we have Global Prayer Quake, we tell people what will happen the next year, the next 3 years, or the next 10 years. And if the Lord gives us insight, we will want to know more than 10 years. We know what will happen in a decade and what a decade is for. The beginning of this decade, God said, the first 3 years will be the years of the husband, when Christians are supposed to bring out their best, skilled, strong, bold, courageous, to confront the onslaught of the wicked. When the Christians are supposed to pray as never before. When the most reliable people are supposed to be their leaders. By the end of December this year, the season of the horsemen will be over. But whether we did what we ought to do as a church, that's a different thing. Because many didn't even hear about it, because they won't come to Global Prayer Quake, or they won't go to places where they will hear accurate prophetic words for the season. It's not God's fault. Now, in 1 month's time, the season of the horsemen will be over. 15 years ago, I preached at Onitsha at an Anglican communion meeting, telling them to prepare for revival. And we've been crying and praying and talking about it. So last year, God said, as the season of the horsemen comes to an end, there's going to be a great revival. So that's why we chose the theme, Heaven Sent Revival. The difference between Heaven Sent Revival and a locally organized revival is that the one that's organized by men is an event. You put it up and maybe 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or at most 1 week, or maybe as a team for your convention, and that's the end of it. Heaven Sent Revival goes beyond that. It lasts more than a year. It changes the culture of a people. It transforms their lives. It brings them back to God. It brings God back to His church. It increases the number of activities of angels on earth. The pastor, the Redeemed pastor, the leader of the Redeemed Church in Belgium, called me and said 3 times he has seen multitude of angels flying down to the earth. They are dropping. And he said to me, Dad, what's going on? And I said, son, there's a change in this season. And so we'll be talking more about Heaven Sent Revival. But before then, we want to begin to pray for it, because every Heaven Sent Revival is bathed in prayer. 1st, 2nd, 3rd of December, we will begin prayers. We will continue to shoot every day, prayer and fasting for 12 days, and some will go like Daniel's fast for 21 days, and some will not stop until we get into the prayer quake proper. I initiated one prayer move that has lasted for more than 3 years in the United States of America, praying for revival. We believe that this is a time that God wants to visit by Himself. We were trusting ourselves that we were going to pray down the revival. We have not been able to do it. And I believe that God wants to come down by Himself. Like the prophet of God will say, rent the heaven, tear the heavens, let the former and the latter rain come down together. That's what we hope to see, starting from the global prayer quake. Many of you didn't see Azusa Street revival, but you can see the revival that will break out here in Nigeria at the global prayer quake, January 7 to 12. So I invite you to come firsthand and experience it. There's nothing you can exchange for it. You can't exchange religion, activities, nor anything you think you want to do for it. So come and experience it.